trembling legs refused to obey. Nathaniel placed a reassuring hand under her elbow, but did not try to lift her up. To stand or remain seated was her decision, and hers alone. Grasping with both hands the back of the pew in front of her, Bridget pushed herself to her feet. In a voice louder and more resolute than she'd ever thought she could muster, she declared, "I do." Nathaniel Warren gingerly rolled off his wife's naked body and arranged himself in the bed next to her, holding her close. He was waiting for his heart to slow to a normal rhythm, and his hand, which gently cupped Bridget's left breast, told him that her pulse was racing too. After a few minutes had passed, he said, "Your ardor tonight brings to mind our first months of marriage. You couple like one possessed, my love." "Hush you," she said softly. "Speak not such words. They're a danger these days." "What? Couple? Where's the danger in that?" She slapped his leg, but not very hard. "No, idiot. I meant possessed, as you knew full well." "Aye, well, I suppose I did," he said with a smile. "Still and all, I know whereof you speak. My passion did burn brighter this time. Mayhap I wanted to lose myself in pleasure, to forget that business of the trial today." "Like enough you're right," he said, "but I'll not complain of the result." He gave a contented sigh. A few peaceful minutes went by before he suddenly asked, "Will she hang, then?" "Sarah? Aye, she will. As well she ought." Bridget's voice had lost all levity. "'Tis a sad thing, Nate. For all that, she brought her doom upon herself. I had no joy over condemning her in the court. It were the hardest thing ever I have done." "Still, the judges believed you. But then, they have done the same for every accuser who has come forward." "I spoke the truth. You know I did." "If only truth were enough to win the day," he said dryly. "Yes," she said, her expression bleak. "So many good, blameless people condemned, by the words of crazy children or jealous neighbors or superstitious fools. But Sarah Carter—" "In league with the devil. I'd not credit it, had I not heard the words from your lips." "I'd not credit it myself, but that I saw her with mine own 2 eyes. She were sacrificing a goat that day I came upon her in the wood, and she had the devil's signs drawn in the dirt all round her, the pentacle, the inverted cross, and such like. I recognize the black magic when I see it, Nate, even if I practice only the white myself." "Aye, I know." A frown appeared on Nate's face. "Does not Sarah have a daughter?" "She does. Rebecca, her name is," Bridget said. "Aged 8 years, or thereabout." "What's to become of her? The father died some time back, I think." "Aye, a horse threw him and cracked his skull, or so Goody Close told me." "So the girl's an orphan, once Sarah goes to the gallows." Nate shook his head sadly. "What's to become of her?" he asked again. "They've relatives in Boston, or so the talk goes. Mayhap they will take the child in." "I'll pray that they do. 'Twould be an injustice were she turned out into the streets to starve. The daughter should not wear the blame for the mother's wickedness." "Aye," she said, "there's been too many innocents ground up in the mill of justice already." 13 days later, Sarah Carter was hanged for witchcraft. She died bravely, if her refusal to engage in the pleading, screaming, and crying that usually characterize such occasions may be said to constitute courage. When asked for last words, Sarah Carter replied in a cold, clear voice that some said could be heard throughout Salem village. "May you all be damned to hell, and that right soon." Then they kicked the ladder out from under her. Bridget Warren stood at a distance and made herself watch. The expression on her face resembled that of someone about to vomit, which is exactly how she felt. Nate stood with her, his arm around her shoulders. "We've no need of this," he said softly. "Why invite such sorrow into your heart?" "I brought it about," she said firmly.